Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SoapCentral.com Soapcast for May 20th, 2012. This is Allison J. Waldman, your two-scooper, recapper, and Sunday soapcaster. Hope you all had a great week, and let's catch up on the soap news, okay? Let's start with Young and the Restless. So, Ronan's coming back. Now, what I think is interesting is they have Jeff Branson coming back as Ronan at the same time that Jennifer Landon is being recast as Heather. So, could Heather and Ronan be getting back together? I think that's exactly the direction they're going in. But Ronan being back could also open the doors for Jeff Branson to be working with, I can't think of her name, the actress who plays Chelsea, who I believe worked with him on All My Children. So there's a lot of All My Children people on Young and the Restless now. There's a lot of crossover, so very, very interesting to see how all that's going to play out. Meanwhile, you had Eileen Davidson leaving and maybe going to Days of Our Lives. You have Jess Walton has just left Young and the Restless for an extended, sabbatical. And the rumor has it that somebody else big is going to be, taken off Young and the Restless. We already heard that this actress who plays Daisy is going. I don't think anybody's going to miss her. She's such a horrible character. So that'll free up Daniel. And I'm not certain, because I haven't heard anything for sure, but on Bold and the Beautiful, it looks like they've written Amber, or they're going to be writing Amber, out of the show. And they even mentioned Genoa City. Maybe she should go back to Genoa City. Frankly, I think that's a great idea. Send Amber back to Genoa City, because Daniel could really use Amber right now. Amber's also has a kid. She could bring Rosie back, so you could have Rosie and Lucy and Daniel, and baby makes four. I mean, you could have a whole little new storyline cropping up there. But I don't really see where she's going on Bold and the Beautiful. Speaking of Bold and the Beautiful, this week was the big unveiling of Caroline Has Two Mommies. Now, I thought this storyline on paper was great. The way they played it on Thursday and Friday was so awkward and so poorly done. I'm sorry. I don't mean to criticize and be mean, but they made it look like a 1970s ABC TV movie or an after-school special. I mean, that Thomas looked so shocked that Caroline had two mommies, that Karen's good friend and roommate who moved cross-country with her and has traveled with her all this time, Danny, was not just her friend, but her life partner and significant other. That's so shocking. In this day and age, after having watched Will and Grace, after watching all these, primetime shows and all girls kissing girls on Glee, are we really so shocked that Karen is a lesbian and that Danny is her lesbian partner? I mean, I was shocked that Bill didn't figure it out, that Bill's, comes home to Katie and goes, I don't know, I can't figure it out, Come on. This guy runs an international publication. How could he be so dim? How could he really be such an Archie Bunker, which is presumably who Brad Bell claims he's basing the character on? Brad, I got news for you. Archie Bunker was relevant in the 1970s, and even in the 1970s, he was already espousing ideas that were out of date. So let's get with it. Bill should be cool about his sister being gay. He should not be a big jerk about it. So, meanwhile, I was glad to see Rick finally blowing off Amber, although, like I said, it looks to me like Amber better be heading back to Genoa City because there's nothing for her to do in Los Angeles. On General Hospital, really good stuff going on General Hospital. You have more and more of these One Life to Live characters blending in, and that's really great. But what I've really been enjoying is a lot more of Luke. Luke and Tracy, hilarious together, love them. The big reveal this week, Maxie Spinelli finally blurted out the truth about what he knew about the killing of Lisa Niles. And Maxie finally let Matt know that he was the killer. He was drunk out of his mind when he did it, but he was the man who killed Lisa Niles. And of course, now she's trying to get him to cover it up for Patrick's sake, because Patrick has already lost Robin, or at least he thinks he did. And Maxie doesn't want to be responsible for Patrick having even more, heartache in his life. But that's not going in a good direction. And we know for a fact that Jason Cook is leaving the show for a while. So I think Matt's either going to be going away to prison or going out of town or disappearing. Somehow or another, that storyline is going, he's leaving. It was great to see Roger Howarth and Maurice Bernard face off, Todd and Sonny. Loved that. I'm not really happy with what I see with Jason and Sam. I don't like what they're doing with the Jason character. I really wish they would get to, kind of work on that a little bit. Between you and me, I think they could do better. Days of Our Lives. Well, it looks like Stefano's going to get away with it again. I mean, seriously, every time they think they capture this guy, he somehow slips through their fingers. So, but everybody's buying a gun. You got you got John buying a gun. Marlena's got a gun. Bo wants to kill Stefano. Hope wants to kill. A lot of people want to kill Stefano. EJ is angry as hell at Stefano, and that Abe. I mean, Abe's justified in wanting to kill Stefano because Stefano is responsible for Lexi dying. And I don't know about you guys, but I find it really hard to watch the Lexi storyline. I mean, it's heartbreaking. There's nothing noble about dying from this senseless, toxic poisoning that she got that caused a brain tumor. It's just sad, really, really sad. And that poor little, Theo, an autistic child, going to be left without his mother. That's just heartbreaking. I don't like when they do stuff like that. I mean, I realize it's a soap opera and everything, with stories go in this direction, but it's sad. It's sad. And on the other hand, you have the other news on on Days of Our Lives. You got Carrie turning out to be pregnant, and that's going to be pretty interesting because is she going to go off with Austin and live happily ever after when we know she really is in love with Rafe? Don't know. And meanwhile, Nicole's developed feelings for Rafe, and she's carrying EJ's baby. And EJ, meanwhile, is furious about Stefano, and he's furious about the fact that, Stefano leaked the information about Rafe to break up Sammy. I mean, it's just so much going on that show. And I don't know where it's heading. And also, I'm really curious if Riley Davidson is coming back to the show. I'm really curious to see where that's going. So as you know, last week the Emmy nominations came out. We still have not heard where the Emmys are going to be broadcast. If it is going to be on HLN, that was the story a couple of weeks ago. But so far, I checked today. There's been no update on that. Frankly, I don't know why one of the networks doesn't carry it. It's not like the other award shows do that much better. So so one night you give to the daytime Emmys, right? You can afford it one night. I mean, there's also the summer. You don't do great ratings in the summer anyway. Anyway, I guess that pretty much wraps it up for this week. As I said, on Bold and the Beautiful, we have the great lesbian story. On Young and the Restless, we've got, I didn't even mention on Young and the Restless, Victor and Sharon. Will they go there? I don't know. We're going to have to wait to see. I mean, meanwhile, you got Jack, head over heels, as much as he can go head over heels since he's stuck in a wheelchair. I think Harmony is a horrible character. Debbie Morgan is a wonderful actress, but Harmony is a terrible character. I mean, for her to have slept with Tucker, I mean, Tucker was not with it. He was drunk. He didn't know what he was doing. Harmony wasn't drunk. Harmony knew what she was doing. And basically what she was doing was destroying Tucker's marriage to Ashley. And that's just not right. I mean, she should know better. She's trying to work the program. She's trying to do the 12 steps. One of the things you do in the 12 steps is you don't make the same mistakes that you made in the past. And that's exactly what she did. Also on that show, I really think it's time for, them to deal with this whole Phyllis situation. I mean, why was Phyllis being so mean to Chris? Did you get that? I mean, I know they have a history, but Phyllis has everything she wants now. She's pregnant. She's got Nick. She's got the magazine. Yes, she doesn't have Lucy, but she still Daniel does, so she is going to see the baby. Anyway, I know I'm going on a bit now. I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to say goodbye. I'll be back next week with more Soapcast, more Two Scoops information. Also, I want to encourage everybody to go through SoapCentral.com's archives for backstories and character stories and all kinds of great information. The site is packed. I mean, Dan's been going out of his way to fill in gaps in histories. So anything you want to know about the soaps is on SoapCentral.com. Okay, this is Allison J. Waldman signing off for this week's Soapcast, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.